Hi everybody, time for part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, please go and watch part 1 first. But here we are. I already have I have these done now, which are the framing of the winder. I also have the flower box done as well, which will later go here. I just wanted to make sure the journal fit, which I need to make sure the piece that goes on the journal fit as well, which means I have to trim up a little bit. But other than that, that fits. Give me my journal. I also put on the edgings so it hides the cardboard. I'm going to paint around here once I'm ready to do the window. But right now we're going to be doing this stuff here. You can't see. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. And of course it wants to go dark now. We're going to do this stuff to the brick. Which means that's why this is out. So I am going to flatten this, because this is the color I want to use instead of the yellow. It's like a peachy color. Very mildly, like pastel peach. So I'm going to use that, cover up some of the brick, and I'll get back to you guys shortly. Alright, I have rolled out the piece of clay, and now I'm going to zoom you guys in a little bit and move the camera down so you guys can see what I'm doing. I know this is in the way, but I can't really do much about that right now because I kind of need it. Do I need it? No, I don't need it. Give me a minute, let me remove this. Alright, that's removed. Here's the item. Here's the other item. Usually how I do this, I did this before on a jar. So, what we do is we just plop this here. Right? Get the idea of where all the boundaries are. And then we take our blade, we go around here, around the journal part, or the window, peel that off. Do I have to do that? Kind of do. And then we'll slice from the bottom. Figure out like all this out. I'll go from the top here, slice that off. Peel that off. And then we'll slice from this way. And then slice some more off, that we don't need extra clay on the back. Slice that corner a little bit, because we can always do this. Hold it back up. Here. Same with the edges. I'm not too worried about the edges because I can always add more, place more. I just want to make sure I'm not using too much clay. So there we go. Now, to get the nice, like it's been weathered away over the years, we go in, we take our knife and cut away that. Now we peel that off. And if you really want to get a little bit more, you get a little wavies like that. And I don't like how straight off that is, so I'll do that. And then come up here, and we're going to do another chunk. Peel that off. I'm going to do that over here as well on this corner. So I'm going to take what I have already rolled out, just place it here. I have a little bit of dust from when I was sanding my sanding this down. I don't like this one better, so again, cut around the window. Slice right there, rip the rest off. Now I take it back over here, let's slice that part off in there. And then we'll come back over to this side and slice this part off. Alright. Once again we go like that. Peel that off. And then over here. Do that. I'm going to bake this and then move on to the window piece, and I'll be right back. Okay, before I go in baking, I usually like having somewhat of the texture of the brick, so I'm going to show you what I do is I just rub my hand against where the brick is and fold down anything that, because the one thing that you don't want to do when you put it in the oven is have air bubbles, because the air bubbles are going to pop up and mess up your piece. So you want to put your rub down on the clay until you get to make sure there's no air bubbles, and then you can put it in the oven. But it gives that nice bumpy texture instead of being all flat like over here. So you just rub, but don't tear, because if you tear, then you have to start all over. And you just keep rubbing it down. And when you get down to like this piece, like I did over here, you lightly rub it down onto the brick, like that. because you want to make sure it's secure too. So. I'll show you here. Sorry, I'm not in camera. See, it tore there, so I'm just gonna let it be. And then right here, just slightly pull till it's your desired way that you want that to be. I'll go back in and actually clean up some parts to that because I don't like how bumpy or lumpy it is. So I'll pull more into it, push back, pull back in, push back, pull back out, push back, get rid of all the dusties, push back until I have the desired texture that I want, and then I'll bake. While that bakes, which is 10 minutes left, we're going to be making the window. The first part, the glass part. And then I'm going to hit it with wet resin once it's all done. But first things first, we're going to drop this to be thinner. Because I don't want it to be thick. I do want it to be thick. We push down a little bit. Handle, you're in the way. And this is like a really glittery blue. Very shimmery, very nice. Yes, I know I have cardboard stuck in it. And then get two. I really want it to be really, really thin. Of course, I also have to work with it because it's been in a box for like years. And it is the thinness that I want, but it's not there. It's thinner than a sheet of paper. I'm trying to get all the air bubbles out of it too. Nice and shimmery blue. Right, that looks like it's going to be as good as I can get it. I can smooth it out when I'm done with it. Smooth that out a little bit more. Sorry for shaking y'all. Very good. Alright. To help it bond to the cardboard here. some baking adhesive. You can use a rubber spatula or a silicone spatula, but I'm just going to use my finger to get around all the edges. Once that's done, we're going to pull this back up and over and smooth it out. Same reason, if I put it in the oven, I don't want any of it to bubble up. So I must make sure it is well on the thingy. I'm going to also cut this out. So I can make sure I don't get any rips and bumps, considering how thin this clay is. There we go. And then when I can, I'll put that in the oven. Sorry for shaking y'all again. Right. I still see a bubble in there, so we're just going to pull. No, I can't pull it up, so I'll have to slowly pull on the clay a little bit. Rub down on the edges. Like so. Alright, that looks nice. Nice and rubbed down. If I can't get certain parts nice and smooth, I'll hit it with a sandpaper, like around the edges, so it doesn't be too thick. It's not going to be too thick, that's what I meant to say. Until then, I have to wait until the oven's ready so I can put this in. So I'll be right back. Alright, I glued in the journal, so now that's all nice and glued in. I can access all the pages. Lovely. All of the pages, unlike the other one that I'm still buying pages from. Now that that's done, where did the... ah, here it is. Then we have this, which I accidentally glued this on before I was ready to. And I need to be able to bake this more. So that's the reason why I pulled this out. I'm going to paint the journal and this crease up here. And a little bit of that crease down here. And then I'm going to get to making the window. But right now I'm going to paint this. What color? I thought I bought gray. Did I buy gray? It's burnt amber. That's not gray. Where's gray? I know I bought gray. Green gray. There we go. I'm going to paint, like I said, paint that with this gray. And you're all gonna watch. And I'm about to figure out what brush I want to use. This brush. I'll use this brush because it has some thickness to it. Okay, I'm gonna pause. Alright, we're getting to the window piece, which is the where the glass gets nice and put it in its place. Like thing. I need my blade. I'll do this lacy here. Get rid of all this white. Put that way over there. Slicey light sleeve here. It's just easier to understand, like, when you have cleaner lines. So take her thing down right there. Cut this part off because we don't need it. Cut this off because I don't need it. With that said, how big do I want the front part to be? I will put glue. So I'm going to start with this side first. Drop it on down. Try to make this as straight as possible. Alright, that's one part done. Now I'll have time to make the other one. I did that so I can figure out how big the slice has to be. And then go back in. Make the slice. Peel this up. Put your mark. This glue down. Just like that. Put that on. Sure, it's nice and good. And straight. You don't want a wonky window. No wonky here. Just in here.
Where are your slippers at?
Okay, and now we're gonna put the strip that goes down below which will be 2 of that thickness. Okay. Because the idea is the window will go open like that. If it was a working window. Just want to make sure I'm recording. Then we go straight in the middle. Just like so. Right. Now take our new strip of white and don't plop it on the thing. Or do. And then we carefully make sure it's nice and straight on here too. If I need to clip anything, I will do that after it's baked. I do need to make a fake opening. And with that, I'm going to use the back of my straight blade. Dent, which still cut the clay, but will do. And then let's see, do I have a toothpick out? No, but I can use one. That looks good so far. Now all I have to do is make the window pieces here, here, and in the middle. And then I can put this in the bake. So I'm going to go do that, finish off this, and then put it in the bake and show you what I have afterwards. So, be right back. Alright, before I get too infested in this, I'm gonna give you like a more zoomed in and come over here. Get rid of this because it's in the way again. Now I'm trying to butt this up, this clay bit. This is still not glued on. Butt it up. Go with the corners. Cut that off. So basically what you can see here. Unfortunately, the gap has to be there so you can open the door or open the window to get to your journal. And then comes the next part. How big do I want this to be? Cut out a little bit of a slit. Bring it back over here. Straight line and cut down. Now we put it on top of here. I'm going to put a little bit of filler because I want this piece to almost look like it's on the same level as this piece. So what I'm going to do is take the same color as that and put that down, and then I'll show you what I'm doing. Then I realized I was out of shot again. Lovely. So let me do that. Time to make the cast iron. How I make them is usually a ball tool and some black clay, and I just go it's very tedious. Don't know if you guys can see that, so let me zoom in a little bit. There we go. It is tedious, but if you have a nice good book to put on, or you're listening to something on YouTube like I was just a minute ago, it'll go pretty fast. So I'm going to get started with this. Cut out the pieces that I need for the window and the shutters and the little box pieces that go underneath the window box. And I'll get back to you guys in a few. Alright, we're done with the baking process. It's still like really hot, and I can push on some of this stuff. But anyways, I'm going to glue the window piece in place to be right there. And then also glue on these to go there, and then the window box to go here. So let's do some hot glue. Hot glue. that's there. Make sure I'm gluing this piece on right. Get it all nice and in there. Nice in. Now we're going to do these pieces. Either side of the ringer there. I'm going to do it on this side. Makes my life a little bit easier. Sorry if my brother's loud, but he's going through some stuff. So if you guys can hear him. Right. Just making sure you guys can see. Right. That piece is down. Now we're working on the next piece, which is this one. And I ran out of glue. I didn't run out of glue. It's just... Alright, now that that's done, now it's gluing on the window box. Okay, I'm going to pause for a minute because my mom's yelling. Okay, everything is in place. This is what I have so far. Right now I'm going to be doing the little black pieces. Or like cast iron kind of pieces, like the S and the framing pieces and those thingies. the hinges, if you want to call them that way. The hinges. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to take my time cutting out each piece, and then I'm going to bake it and then glue it with hot glue. And then after that, I'm going to work on some plants for the flower bed, or the flower box. Yeah, so far that's what it looks like. And it looks nice. I'm going to do that. So let's see. First piece is a S, which I understand I don't really need one for this side because I made that too big. You know what? I'm going to scrap the S actually. And we're just going to do the triangle bits. Or the things that touch the shutters to the window. I do want them to be a little bit rounded, shaped. But I'm getting to the point where I'm getting shaky, and that means lunchtime. So I'm going to eat something and I'll come back to doing this, and you'll be able to see the final bits for the cast iron, and then I'll work on plants. Be back. Alright, I'm going to put the other 3 of these on this, but I'm going to record it so you guys can see how I do it, and hopefully not shake all to crap, because my hands are all shaky. I really hope nobody can hear that. That works. Clean up any of this hot glue strings. Because if I don't do it now, they'll never come off. Okay. And there we have it. All I have to do now is do the flower box. And how I did this is all you have to do is put this on top, or like these things on top of this, and then bake it, and then you get nice handles. Anyways, I'm gonna get the colors that I want for the flowers, or the plants, and I'll be right back. Hi, and welcome back. I just had lunch, which was a pudding. But right now we're going to be doing some succulents. Why? Because they're easy plants to do. And they're not that very hard. So I'm going to put these into some tiny balls. The other succulent that I'm going to do for this here is the string of pearls. And there's like a ruby necklace kind of one that I bought from my mom for Mother's Day. Then I'm also going to hang off of here. So you have some hangy plants, and then you have the succulents, which string of pearls are a succulent, but whatever. So we're going to do those. And like I said, I'm going to make a little the easiest way is just make this here, peel it off, start making little balls. Alright, that should be enough little tiny balls, purple balls. Now we're going to roll them into little teardrops. Then after you roll them out, all of them out with little teardrops, we're going to flatten them slightly. Use your finger and thumb. Bring them into a point. And flatten them some more. Bring them into a point. Don't destroy the teardrop side. Peel it off your fingy. That's going to be the start of one leaf. Once again, flatten it out. Put it in a point. And flatten it out some more. Bring it out a little bit this way. A little bit that way. Make sure, as you can see, I just realized I'm not in frame. Bring it that way. Bring it this way. Don't lose your point or the tear part. Then peel it off your fingy. Go back over here. going to make one of these teardrops with a point. And then I can take these two pieces and fold them around this piece. Again, I am not in shot, sorry. And then take another one, flatten it, put it to a point, bring it out that way, bring it out this way, bring back the point in the other part here. I'm going to do this in part 3 now because it's already 50 minutes and I want to not have this as an hour-long video of part 2. So I'm doing this in part 3. See you then. Bye.